I don't care. If you want to do it. Yeah, I can shorten mine too.
Pursuant to notice, I now call up HRES 1239, a resolution of inquiry directing the Attorney General to provide certain documents in his possession to the House of Representatives relating to the October 4th, 2021 memorandum issued by the Attorney General entitled Partnership Among Federal, State, Local, Tribal, and Territorial Law Enforcement to Address Threats Against School Administrators, Board Members, Teachers, and Staff for purposes of markup, and move that the committee report the resolution unfavorably to the House. The clerk will report the resolution.
HRS 1239.
Without objection, the resolution is considered as read and open for amendment at any point. I will begin by recognizing myself for an opening statement. Like the previous resolution of inquiry, HRS 1239 seeks information related to the Attorney General's memorandum directing the Department of Justice resources to address threats against school administrators, board members, and teachers and staff. Because it suffers from all the same flaws, focusing on an invented scandal rather than the real threat facing school officials across the country, I will oppose it for the same reasons and will not take up more of the committee's time on an opening statement. I urge all members to report the resolution unfavorably. I now recognize the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Jordan, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've sent over 100 letters trying to get answers from this administration on this issue. We've sent them to the FBI, to the DOJ, to the U.S. attorneys, to the Department of Education. It's amazing how many agencies were involved in this targeting of moms and dads. You had the DOJ, you had the White House, you had the Department of Education, you had the Department of Homeland Security, and of course you had the FBI. We're simply asking for the stuff from the Justice Department. You all know the history here. We've debated this in the committee, but letter after letter goes unanswered. That's why we're actually pushing this resolution of inquiry. We hope that the majority will see the light and support us in getting information and answers to the questions where now, as I said before, we know of over 24 parents who were investigated by the FBI, none of them charged, but investigated by the FBI for simply showing up, speaking up on behalf of their son or daughter. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.
Without objection, all other opening statements will be included in the record. I now recognize myself for purposes of offering an amendment in the nature of a substitute. The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment in the nature of a substitute to HRS 1239.
Without objection, the amendment in the nature of a substitute will be considered as read and shall be considered as base text for purposes of amendment. I will recognize myself to explain the amendment. This amendment makes only technical changes to the underlying resolution, such as capitalizing the words memorandum and task force and using President Biden's complete middle name. Otherwise, the amendment makes no substantive changes. I yield back the balance of my time. Are there any amendments to the amendment in the nature of a substitute? For what purpose does Mr. Johnson seek recognition? Johnson of Louisiana.
I would speak on the